Hey guys, it's Lisa here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing all of you how to change the faces of your Bitmoji. So if you need to turn that frown upside down, this is how you're going to do it. I know that at one point or another, as you've been doing your searches for certain Bitmojis to put into your scenes, your posters, any kind of resources that you're going to be using in your classroom, that you have come across the issue where you have something like this, where, you know, her face looks a little nervous. She's obviously swamped with work. You see the sweat beads coming off of her head. And you really just wish that you had a Bitmoji sitting behind the desk and smiling, like she's happy, she's working, she's doing her best. So today's video is going to show you how to go from looking like this to like this, okay? If you don't want to be whistling while you're walking with your coffee, you can be smiling, and that's your choice. So this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to first get into my little work slide over here that I like to have for myself, okay? And then I'm going to go up to my Bitmoji extension, and I'm going to pull the one of her sitting by the desk. I already have it right here, but if you needed to search for it, I literally just typed in the word desk and it popped up. Okay, there she is. All right, and I don't need to actually drag it down into my slide. I just want you to see that it's here so we have the comparison at the end. Okay, so I'm actually going to go back. And now I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit copy image. And then I'm going to go to one of our favorite sites that we use, remove BG. Okay, and I'm just going to hit Control V to paste that in. It's Command V if you're on a Mac. Okay, and here you go. From here, I'm going to go to Edit. And then I'm going to click right here where it says Erase/Restore. I'm going to make sure that it's on Erase because I'm not trying to put anything back. I just need to erase something right now. Okay, I can adjust the size of my brush. It pops up right here. So you can see what that's going to look like as far as the size. And you don't want it too big. Okay, and then I'm going to come over her face. I'm going to make sure I take out the eyebrows. And I'm just going to erase just the middle of her face. I don't want to erase all of her forehead. I definitely don't want to get too close to the sides. And if you do make a mistake, you can always come back up here and hit the back button a few times until you get it back to where you want. Okay, I'm also not going to hit the X button and get out of here just yet, because if I bring this back into my Google slide and then I realize that it's not working for me, I need to maybe take a little bit more out of the face or restore a little bit. I want this to still be here. Okay, so I think that this is probably going to work as it is. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the download button. Okay, and I know that that's downloaded. Okay, it's going to go to my computer. And then I'm going to come back here to my slide. I'm going to hit insert. Obviously, I'm going to upload from my computer because that's where it went from remove BG. This was the last one, and there it is. So there she is without her face. Okay, and then I see her head is tilted slightly to, well, it would be looking at her, our right, her left. So I'm going to come back up to the Bitmoji extension. And I like to use the pose search term to find some of like the generic smiling, slightly head tilted faces. So right here, if I look through, okay, I think this one will work. And you know what? Her head is kind of straight, but that's not a big deal. And I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to drag her over here. Okay. And I'm going to crop. So I'm going to double click, double left click. Okay. And I'm going to use my crop lines to crop out the majority of her, because obviously we really don't need much more than her face. Again, being careful not to take too much out. And I'm going to move her over here just for now. Okay. And now I want for you to see that her head is slightly tilted. There's that blue dot up here. So I can just go ahead in advance and just slightly tilt her face. That looks like it might be good enough. Okay, perfect. So here we go. I'm going to start moving her over. Now, if you want, and you can play with this to see what works best for you, um, you could just leave it on top if you think it looks better. Okay, if you're having issues, you can always right click and then send it to the back. Okay, and then move it from there until she is exactly where you want her to be. I think I might need to tilt that a little bit more. Okay, and then the next step, once we have this, if it's in the back and you're having trouble, you can always just come up and hit the undo, and it'll re-highlight the face so you can continue to mess with it a little bit. And I think I wanted to tilt it just slightly more. You can also increase the size of the face if you think that that would help. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the way it is right now. I could go ahead and continue to mess with it a little bit. From here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go up and you're going to want to drag and highlight the box, right click, and then hit group. This way, when you move your image, it moves it together. Okay, and then I also wanted to show you that it is possible to do it also with faces that do not face front. If you look here, I have the one of the girl whistling and holding coffee. So I'm almost 100% sure I typed just coffee in for that. And I did. Okay, so that's what it was that I put in. So there you go. I'm going to drag her over. Okay, again, for no other reason than to just have a comparison afterwards. Okay, and then I'm going to go back. I'm going to grab her before I go to remove BG. Okay, and again, just copy image. Okay, and now that I'm happy with mine, I know I can X out of this. And I'm just going to hit Control V. You don't have to worry about getting rid of the other image. Okay, and then from here, again, the same as I had done with the girl sitting behind the desk, I just went to erase, adjusted my brush size so that it's not too big, and then I went ahead and started to erase the features of her face. Okay, from there, I'm going to hit download image. I can see down here that it went to my computer. And actually clear those little notifications. And then when I come back here, I'm just going to go to insert image, upload from computer, and it'll be the last image that I just downloaded. That's perfect. Okay, and then the search begins to find a Bitmoji that has her face tilted slightly to one side. So I used this one right here. Again, I used just the term pose, and then I looked for one that was looking slightly to our right, her left. And then from here, I did the same thing that I had done for the first one. And like I said, you know, you just have to remember that these can be tilted. So if the angle of the head is not absolutely perfect, it's not such a big deal. Really not such a big deal at all. And I like to, for me, it works better if I send it to the back. But like I said, you can send yours to the front, absolutely. And actually, when I had done this the first time, you see that I removed the music notes as well, because I didn't want it to have any, you know, like memory of her having been whistling. So you can also in remove BG take that out as well by coming back in with the erase tool, erasing that. I'm actually gonna crop this just a little bit. Okay. And you can see that I definitely have to tilt her head a little bit at least. Okay, and if you are realizing that you're using your arrows to move your image, and it's moving it too much, I like to hold down the shift key and then use my arrows because it will move the image only 1 pixel at a time. Okay, and once I'm happy with it again, I'm just going to move these out of the way a little tiny bit. I don't want that to be caught in what I'm trying to grab. There we go. Right click, hit group. I can move her back over. Okay, and there you see, side by sides, I was able to change the facial expressions of my Bitmojis. So, you know, the possibilities for this are really endless, but again, if you need to turn that frown upside down and you have the perfect Bitmoji with the wrong facial expressions, okay, that happens in real life to us too. Too bad we can't fix it that easy. You can go ahead and you can use Remove BG and do this right in Google Slides. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Please don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss my future videos. Take care, everyone.